Welcome back to Footballology. So I really wanted to make this video for you guys. I've been wanting to make these videos for the first couple of weeks, but then I told myself, let's see what the teams are, fill out the teams and things like that. So it's just a pick 'em video, something simple, something quick. And I really hope you guys like these videos. Like I said, I'm going to try to put them out every week, and hopefully I can do that every Tuesday or Wednesday, definitely before the Thursday night game. And so let's get right into this week 3 video.
Drop down and shake it, shake. Drop down and shake it, shake. Drop down and shake it, shake. Drop down and shake it. Drop down and shake it, shake.
I really hope you guys can see this picture. I try to make it as big as I possibly could. So, first game, I have the Cleveland Browns versus the Jets. I really like this game. I'm interested in this game. I mean, from the fantasy perspective, I have Jarvis Landry. I think he's definitely worth a pickup, or definitely worth to keep or have on your roster anyways. But just not from that perspective, just to see Sam Darnold go against this defense, which I've been telling people all year long, even through the preseason, up into week 1, that the Cleveland Brown defense is a real defense, and it's a good defense. Taking Denzel Ward, actually helped improve their defense a lot. I mean, Myles Garrett, obviously, on the front end, is definitely wrecking the party. But I think Denzel Ward on the back end kind of tightens up things, moving Jabril Peppers back to free safety. I mean, realistically, Jabril Peppers is he was a first-round pick. And, the dude's not a bad pick. And then having Randall, I think, also helped this team out a lot. So I think they still need a CB2, but that's for the future. And that's something they can look for then. The guy they got playing there now is adequate. Not playmaking, not difference-making, but definitely adequate. But definitely look for those guys to get one of those in the future. But Sam Darnold going against this defense, I think, is going to be really important. The Jets' offensive line, I think, personally, is a wee bit suspect. And so that's going to be interesting as far as this pass rush. But I just looked and I seen Emmanuel Ogbah's out. So that's really going to be interesting. But they have a guy that I've been following since preseason. I didn't even know anything about, but they took him. I think either they drafted him or he was undrafted. I can't remember. I don't know why. Avery. This guy's been balling, and he's getting heat off the edge just like a Myles Garrett. Not his quality, but he's definitely bringing that pressure, and it's really interesting to watch this guy play. So that's going to be interesting from that standpoint, and just the overall game plan that Greg Williams is going to have for the Sam Darnold rookie and what they're going to do as far as, I'm not going to say stopping the Jets offense, but I feel like that's the biggest matchup. Browns defense versus the Jets offense. Now you flip it to the other side of the ball. I personally feel like that the Cleveland Browns offense definitely has an advantage there if they take care of business. I don't feel like Tyrod should be in there, but if Tyrod take care of business like he should, and like he should have done the first 2 weeks, then definitely Cleveland should pull out a win. I got them winning this game against the Jets. I can't tell you a score, but I definitely got the Cleveland Browns winning. And then a couple other of my picks. I got New Orleans over Atlanta. I think that's a no-brainer. New Orleans is a quality roster. They are a quality team. Yes, they look kind of shaky for the first couple of weeks, but eventually I feel like they're going to get their legs back under. It's a veteran team with Sean Payton and Drew Brees. I think they're going to eventually find their ways. They're just kind of knocking off the NFC playoff game rust, and it's like that game was a shaker. That game would have shook them to the core. They had everything in line to win that game, and then that one play just changed everything. So I think that definitely hurt them, but I think eventually they're going to get back into their groove like they were last year, and then become a threat in the NFC. We got Kansas City over the San Francisco 49ers. No biased opinion. I just think that the Niners defense is not going to be able to hang with what Kansas City can do. I mean, the boy Pat Mahomes is killing it. I'm still on the fence on Pat Mahomes. I'm not 100% a Pat Mahomes fan. But the idea of the Kansas City Chiefs, me being a Chiefs fan as long as I've had, the idea of the Chiefs actually drafting a quarterback and starting them is really, that in itself just makes me excited. And for him to have this kind of success definitely makes me even more excited, but I'm not 100% bought in. I'll say I'm anywhere from 30 to 40%. It's just I'm waiting on the bad day. When the bad day happens, how he looks after he makes a bad play, and then how he looks the following game after the bad game. And I think those are the two things that I have to see, really to see his mental makeup and just his mentality. And if he keeps that same attack mentality, and Andy Reid also, how he going to kind of keep him crawling along and help him out a little bit. Also got Miami over Oakland. I think Oakland is done. I actually had Oakland finishing second place in our division with Denver finishing last. And Denver looks a lot better than Oakland does right now. And it's so crazy. So definitely Miami's going to win that game over Oakland. Minnesota over Buffalo. need I see anything like just we know what that's going to be. That's going to be a massacre. I'm probably picking up some daily people in that for sure. I'm taking Indianapolis over Philadelphia. Actually, I should have orange checked that. A lot of people probably consider that an upset, but I don't think Philadelphia. I think Philadelphia is just kind of like, hey, we won the Super Bowl. We're just chilling over here. We're cool. I think watching Indianapolis defense, which is really crazy. Granted, they played Washington this past week, but watching Indianapolis defense, I'm really impressed with what their defense looked like. They're playing with a little bit of swag and a little bit of attitude because I think because of the division they're in with Jacksonville and with Houston, they're saying we're a good defense too. I think they're kind of playing with that mentality, but I mean their defense it's not even there. Like maybe be a splash better than the Chiefs, but it definitely they're playing with a little bit of swag and a little bit of attitude, and I like it a lot. And I think they have a chance to win this game against Philly. Green Bay over Washington. I think Aaron Rodgers is just going to kill Washington's defense. And then you look at Green Bay's defense versus Washington offense. I don't like Alex Smith. Never been an Alex Smith fan. I was so happy we traded him away. So when that happened, you seen last week him against the Colts and how I feel like he struck. A game for Alex Smith, for me, like he didn't throw a touchdown, but he didn't throw an interception. So everybody's like, he didn't lose the game, but he didn't win you the game. And I feel like he's going to do the same thing against Green Bay. You can't have one of those little whisper games in Green Bay. Like you can't, not against Aaron Rodgers. And definitely, remember, these guys technically should be tied at the hip. Aaron Rodgers and Alex Smith, I felt like they were personally the same quarterback. The reason why I don't like Alex Smith is not because of him or what he does. I think I don't like him because he lost his fire. I think coming out in the draft, Alex Smith was always a guy that, was that Aaron Rodgers type, honestly. I think Aaron Rodgers and Alex Smith were the same quarterback. And I think Alex Smith over the years just learned how to not lose his job, and that's where he's at. Like, I'm not going to lose my job. Like, that's it. Like, I'm going to play, but I'm not going to lose my job because you're going to be like, well, he's not playing bad enough for me to bench him, but he's not playing good enough for me to, feel comfortable either. Like, it's right there. And I think that's why you've seen Colin Kaepernick and Patrick Mahomes take his jobs in two different teams, and it might happen again in Washington. Just saying. So definitely Green Bay over Washington right there. We got Cincinnati over Carolina. I think that's just going to be a quality game, but I still think at the end of the day, Cincinnati defense is probably going to top out Cam Newton and that Carolina offense. Christian McCaffrey and others is what it seems like it is. But for me, I don't know. Maybe DJ Moore and Devin Funchess can come up. I think DJ Moore is going to have a big game. But at the end of the day, I feel like Cincinnati defense is going to do just enough to get Andy Dalton and A.J. Green a chance to win this game. Jacksonville over Tennessee. Once again, I want to say need I say more, but at the same time, Blake Bortles, I don't know. Bortles is playing right now. So I'm just going to say, need I say more. Jacksonville over Tennessee. Denver over Baltimore. I think Baltimore showed their true colors. Dang. Who did they just play? Well, I can't remember who they just played. Son of a biscuit. Oh, crap. But anyways, Baltimore just showed their true colors and what this team really is and what this team is kind of capable of. They played Buffalo first week, and everybody's like, oh, Baltimore. Oh, snap. Oh, okay, Baltimore. And I'm like, nah. But Buffalo just finally, the lack of talent and lack of everything on that Buffalo roster just finally caught up to them. Last year was, I'm not going to say a fluke year, but definitely I just feel like everything just caught up to Buffalo finally. And Baltimore just got, just killed them that day. And then I think you look at Denver, it's at Baltimore, but I feel like Denver's going to do enough as far as like pass rush, getting that heat on Joe Flacco. And then definitely on the other side of the ball, Case Keenum, once again, I think he's that mid-tier quarterback, but he's going to do enough. Emmanuel Sanders, watch for Emmanuel Sanders in this game, but I feel like he's going to do enough to actually attack that secondary. And then, Emmanuel Sanders, Courtland Sutton, and even this new guy, Lindsey, that they got at running back. And I think those guys are set up for a big day against this Baltimore defense that I just don't think is as good as people are making it out to be. Because we're so used to Baltimore having a quality defense, so we automatically assume it's a quality defense. But I think Denver might have a chance to torch them up. I got Houston over the Giants. That was actually kind of a tough pick for me, but I'm going to go 100% Houston. Just for the simple fact, I think their team is a little bit more balanced, and I think the Giants are still trying to find themselves, both offensive line-wise and defensively. They got some good pieces, though, defensively. They really got some good defensive pieces. And so I think they're still trying to find themselves. But I'm still taking Houston in that game. I think Deshaun Watson is going to find his groove once again. He started to find it tail end in last week. I think he's going to definitely pick up where he left off and then probably have a chance to do some damage against the Giants. I forgot that fast. Then we got Rams over the Chargers. Need I say more? I just think that defense is going to make Philip Rivers mad. Like, angry mad. And as a Chiefs fan, I know what Philip Rivers look like when he's mad. And that defense the Rams have is definitely going to frustrate him. And then Marcus Peters. Come on. Marcus Peters played him 2 times a year. He got some ideas of how to attack Philip Rivers. And he's just going to tell these boys, hey, get out there, I'm inside the pocket. I take care of the back end. And that's pretty much going to be the end of the day there. Now my next upset, I feel like this is going to be an upset pick because a lot of people with Khalil Mack and the trade and the last 2 games that the Bears have played, I think a lot of people are high on the Bears, which, I mean, the Bears are a quality roster. Don't like Mitch Trubisky. I do not like Mitch Trubisky, and he's going to be their Achilles heel. He is going to have to learn how to play like Alex Smith and Blake Bortles and just don't lose the game for us. We're going to run the ball through Jordan Howard. We're going to give you some nice setup passes, but just don't lose the game. And he almost lost the game. Honestly, if it wasn't for Russell Wilson's pick 6 on Monday night, they probably would have had a chance to lose that game then. But I definitely got the Arizona Cardinals beating the Bears. I know Arizona looks so stagnant. Let's give credit to the Rams defense. The Rams defense is good. I know Arizona looks stagnant, but I feel like they're going to find their way. I feel like they're going to get it back. If Sam Bradford is still the quarterback, Sam Bradford is a vet. He's going to find a way to get the ball to Larry Fitz, David Johnson, and really get this offense rolling. But I think where the game is going to be won for sure for Arizona is on the defensive side of the ball. I don't think Trubisky can handle what Arizona is going to do defensively, and he's going to struggle a lot against that defense. And, I mean, it's Patrick Peterson. He's good for a pick 6, maybe 2. And then Hassan Reddick and Daniel Buchanan. Those guys are really going to get out to Trubisky and make his day really hard and make it tough for him to do anything. I think they're going to take the ball out of Jordan Howard's hand and Tariq Cohen and force Trubisky to make those plays that I don't think he's capable of making, but they're going to force him to make those plays. And I think at the end of the day, Arizona's going to take a dub there. We got Seattle over Dallas. That was a tough one, but Seattle at home I'm going to take. I think they're going to try to find a way to rally behind Russell Wilson and get this team back on track. Rashard Penny, I think, is going to be due for a big day. Definitely trying to pick him up in daily and probably going to pick him up in I got him actually in one of my money leagues, so I'm definitely probably going to start him this week for sure too. So Seattle over Dallas. Then we got New England over Detroit. I think Tom Brady's just going to carve up that Detroit secondary. If Sam Darnold can do it, I'm pretty sure Tom Brady can do it. And it's going to be overall, and it's a Sunday night game, so Tom Brady's going to show up and show out. If Josh Gordon is going, and Josh Gordon is there, and he's healthy, and if he, just a couple of package of plays that they're probably going to have for him, if he's going, I think Josh Gordon's going to make a difference for that team for sure. And then we got Pittsburgh on Monday night. I think I'm taking Pittsburgh over Tampa Bay Monday night. Pittsburgh defense has a lot to prove, and it's a primetime slot. Fitzmagic, I knew week 1, I'm like, oh, okay, whatever. As a Chiefs fan, he torched us before. I literally went back and I remember in Buffalo, he fucking torched us week 1. And I was like, all right, he's good. Week 1, Fitzpatrick is good for one of these games a year. He's good for a four touchdown game where he throws for a fuckload of yards. And he's just great and he's amazing. And everybody's like, oh, why is he not starting in the league? And he's always good for one of those games. But for him to do it again, I'm just like, oh, my God. All right. I guess he got the juice. But I think the Pittsburgh defense has a lot to prove. And hopefully they do. Hopefully they quiet the Fitzmagic show. And if they don't, I think that it's for sure that Pittsburgh is going to be in so much turmoil. Mike Tomlin is going to be looking really sketchy. And I'm going to make a video on Pittsburgh. So watch out for that one. That's going to be a good one. But then also on the flip side, I think that Ben Roethlisberger, Antonio Brown, and Juju are going to get this show back on the road. And James Conner is probably going to get some touches for sure. He didn't do much against us, but I definitely feel like that he's going to actually get some touches and take care of business for sure. And then that was pretty much it for my pick'em video. I kind of ran down all the schedule. I really hope you guys like these type of videos. Like I said, I'm going to try to pick these out weekly. This is my week 3 video, and I'm going to try to, week 4. I'm going to try to stay consistent with these because I actually like picking games, and I really hope you guys like it. And also it gives me a chance to just kind of talk football because I just enjoy talking football as much as possible. If you're not a footballologist yet, go and subscribe to the YouTube channel, become a footballologist today, and stay safe, football fans.